So, every single year, more than 300,000 people apply to become Emirates cabin crew. And, well, almost all of them fail. But what if I told you that the ones who get that rejection letter aren't any less qualified? It's just that they don't know the hidden system Emirates actually uses to pick their crew. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what that system is.
Just look at this number for a second. 3%. That is the actual acceptance rate for Emirates cabin crew each year. I mean, to put that into perspective for you, it is statistically harder to land this job than it is to get into Harvard. This isn't just a lottery, you know? It's a test of strategy, and most people are failing before they've even really started.
And this, right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. You could have a perfect resume, you could speak 5 languages, have years and years of experience, but if you don't understand the specific framework the recruiters are using, you're just going to end up in the 97% who get turned away.
Subscribed to Dreamsoft Technologies Canada.
Okay, so let's start by just shattering the biggest myth out there about this whole process. We are going to separate the rumors you see online from the cold, hard reality of what actually gets you that uniform.
You know, the number one myth is that this is some kind of beauty contest. It is absolutely not. Look, presentation is important for sure. But what Emirates is really looking for is something way more complex. They're testing your service intuition. This is the real game, and honestly, most applicants don't even realize they're playing it.
So what is this service intuition? Well, it's the core concept. It's that uncanny ability to predict what a passenger needs before they even have to ask. I heard this story about a candidate, let's call her Sarah, who failed 3 times. She had a degree in hospitality, tons of experience, but she kept getting cut. Why? Because she was just focused on reacting to questions. The moment she shifted her focus to proactively anticipating the needs of everyone in the room, even the other candidates, bam, she got the job. Of course, you know, there are the basics you have to meet. You've got to be 21, meet that arm reach, be fluent in English. But the real story here is in the details. See where it says a high school diploma is the minimum? Well, get this. 74% of people who actually get hired have a bachelor's degree or higher. So in this process, just meeting the minimum, that is not going to be enough. You have to exceed the standard.
I must say Dreamsoft Tech Canada in the next 5 years will beat Microsoft.
All right, so now that we know what they're actually looking for, let's break down the gauntlet you've got to run to prove you have it. This is the hiring funnel, and trust me, every single stage is specifically designed to weed out anyone who doesn't have that core trait of service intuition. So, the process has 3 main stages: your online application, then a video interview, and finally, the big one, the assessment day. But what most people totally miss is that the biggest cuts happen way before you ever meet a recruiter in person. And here it is, the very first major hurdle. A massive 67%, 2/3 of all applications, are filtered out by software before a human being even lays eyes on them. This happens because people treat it like any other job form. It's not. It's a keyword scan test, and it's designed to see if the values you talk about match up with Emirates' core principles: excellence, safety, and, that unmatched passenger experience. Now, if you make it to the interview, you have to remember this. They aren't just listening to your answers, they're analyzing how you tell your stories. They use something called the STAR method. That's situation, task, action, and result. So a weak answer is just, "Oh, I calmed a customer down." A really strong answer that details the situation, explains your specific task, describes the precise actions you took, and shows the clear positive result. It's a whole different ballgame.
It always seems impossible until it's done. Subscribe to Dreamsoft Technologies Canada.
All right, now for the part that most recruitment agencies would charge you a fortune for. We're going to go over the 3 insider strategies that give that top 3% their winning edge. This is your actionable blueprint. Let's get into it.
The people who succeed don't just randomly apply. They prepare. They actually use a strategic 6-month protocol before they even think about clicking that submit button. They treat this whole thing like they're training for the Olympics, because honestly, when you look at the sheer competition, it's not that far off.
And here's what that actually looks like. It's not just about practicing interview questions over and over. No, it's about fully immersing yourself in high-end customer service jobs. It's perfecting your physical readiness and grooming, educating yourself on Middle Eastern culture, and then simulating the entire interview process until it feels like second nature. This is how you build real, genuine confidence, not just a bunch of rehearsed answers.
Okay, so what if you get rejected? you can reapply in 6 months. Now, most people just, try again. But the winners, they use those 6 months strategically. They figure out their specific weakness. Maybe it was a lack of documented service experience, and they go out and they fix it. They'll go work in a 5-star hotel. They'll collect guest compliments, and then they reapply with a powerful story of demonstrated growth. Emirates respects persistence, but only when it's tied to actual improvement.
Now, this next secret, this can change everything. You need to avoid applying during a huge, crowded open day in your city. The real insider move is to apply directly on the Emirates website during what we call non-peak months. Think January, May, or September. The number of applications is way lower, which means your file gets more attention and you face so much less competition.
Subscribe to DreamSoft Technologies Canada.
Okay, let's bring all of this together, because knowing the system and the secrets is one thing, but really adopting the right mindset, that's what's going to carry you all the way through this thing. This is what truly separates the hopefuls from the people who get hired.
So here's your blueprint. First, you have to understand that this is a demanding service career that just happens to take place at 35,000 feet. It is not a travel perk. Second, you have to recognize that serious, strategic preparation is the only thing that separates the 3% from the 97%. And finally, and this is a big one, stop worrying about the other people in the room. Your only competition is the incredibly high standard that Emirates has set. Your one and only goal is to meet it.
Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Subscribe to DreamSoft Technologies Canada.
And that really brings us to this final thought. The people who are wearing that uniform today, they aren't superhuman. They just understood the system, they prepared like their life depended on it, and they executed with absolute precision. So the real question you need to be asking yourself isn't about your qualifications right now. It's about your willingness to put in the work to become the kind of candidate they simply can't say no to.
If you are truly serious about making this happen, then your journey starts right now, with the decision to prepare at the level that success demands. And to support you on that path, we've got a few resources that are really going to help.
First off, make sure you subscribe to the DreamSoft Technologies Canada channel for more guides just like this one. Then you'll want to sign up for our weekly job updates so you never ever miss an opportunity. You can also join our WhatsApp channel family for direct support and some great insider tips. And hey, let us know you're here. Drop a comment and tell us what city you're watching from. Finally, for the complete in-depth guide that covers everything we talked about today and so much more, you'll find the link right there in the description below. Thanks for watching.
Happy Halloween and subscribe to DreamSoft Technologies